All right, welcome everybody to Intro to Philosophy. I'm Jonathan Neville. I'll be your professor for the course this summer over the next 6 weeks. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm really excited to go through this stuff. So this video, I'm just going to walk through the syllabus, which is posted on your week 1 portal, and explain all the parts of it, just so it's all clear for everyone. So the first thing to note, I have the 3 texts that will be required. You will need to get all 3 of these because we'll read portions of all of them, and at least when it comes to the Plato book and Does God Exist, we'll read a majority of them. So the first is this book, The Philosopher's Toolkit. You'll need this because we'll be reading parts of this very first week, so get this as soon as possible. Second one is this Hackett book, The Plato 5 Dialogues. We'll end up reading, I think, 3 of them, and we'll read the Apology this week. So this one you also need to get as soon as possible. And finally, this Hackett dialogue on the existence of God. We'll be reading about 6 chapters out of this. It's a little later in the semester, but make sure to still get this as soon as possible. So course description, a little bit of explanation there. So as you don't know, philosophy literally comes from the Greek for love of wisdom. So love, philia, and wisdom, Sophia. So in this course, we'll be seeking after wisdom through logic, rigorous argumentation. But a big part of it is, as I get into the assignments, is sort of interacting with fellow students, trying to assess the arguments. We're going to attack people's arguments, not attack people. And that's all part of the philosophical method that we'll be learning through these 6 weeks. So onto the actual assignments themselves. So I have them all listed here. So one thing to note, which I've listed here, there will be times when all these things are due, and all the times listed are Central Daylight Time. So make sure you're all synced up to that, so that you get that in line with your with whatever time zone you're in. Okay, so the first and sort of the main assignments that we'll be doing are these reading questions. So you'll notice if you go to the Blackboard page for this first week, you see listed that there's 3 reading assignments. So 1 due Tuesday at 6 p.m. Over the Philosopher's Toolkit, and 2 due on Thursday over the Apology. So basically what you need to do when you get these assignments, so here's one of the reading assignments. They'll be listed here. It's over the Philosopher's Toolkit. You can click on the assignment itself, and then it'll have the questions that you need to answer from the reading. So it'll list specifically what the reading is. Here, actually, so for this section of the Philosopher's Toolkit, I have a PDF of it, but you'll want the whole book because we'll look at it throughout the 6 weeks here. And then you just need to click Write Submission or Text Submission and type your answers and get them back to me. So in total, these are worth 20 points. There's a total of 22 of these reading assignments, so you can skip 2 of them and still get all your points. But if you do more, it's you can get up to 2 points of extra credit if you do every single one that's available. So in each week there will be typically 2. So this first week is a bit of an exception. There will be 2 readings due Tuesday at 6 o'clock and 2 reading questions due Thursday at 6 o'clock. And typically sort of the 2 readings will be related. So I can point that out sort of in week 2. Week 2 is going to be our week sort of on political philosophy. So Tuesday we'll be reading Crito and the Letter from Birmingham Jail by Martin Luther King. And both of these readings sort of wrestle with the question over when we're allowed to break the law, and they give differing answers. So typically the 2 readings on the same day are going to be related in some way. So each of those assignments will be worth 1 point. So there's 22, takes up 20% of your grade. Okay. So the second big thing is these paper summaries. You'll need to do 1 of these paper summaries every week. So I've pulled up for this week 2. So basically for this paper summary, you'll see there'll be an assignment on here. So you can click on that and submit it this way. So what you need to do is basically 2 things. So you'll need to pick some argument from the readings for that week. So it can be any of the readings from that week, it doesn't matter. And you'll need to do 2 things with that argument. So 1, you'll need to formalize it, and 2nd, you'll need to explain it. So and as we go on later this week, when we do the logic section, I'll explain what that means. But basically, you need to provide a formalization of the argument, which is sort of the argument listed in premise form in sort of a bulleted list, a numbered list. and then sort of an explanation just why the author thinks it's good. You aren't offering sort of your own thoughts on it, whether you think it's good or bad. You just need to say, sort of repeat to me in a better and more concise way what the author said of their own argument. So when we do the logic stuff this week, I'll explain what all that stuff means, and that'll get that across. But these paper summaries will be due Saturday at 6 o'clock. So basically each week is set to run from Sunday to Saturday. And it'll be the big sort of wrap-up thing at the end of each week that'll be due Saturday at 6 o'clock. But throughout the week, you can submit these assignments, and I'll get comments back to you on Blackboard. So the easiest way to do that is to sort of type it up as a Word document and then attach the Word document, and then I can give you comments on the Word document. And we can do that as much as you want throughout the week. So if you want to submit it, I give you comments and resubmit it. The one you'll get your grade on is whatever your final submission is. So I'm hoping to be able to have dialogue with you guys over your paper summaries throughout the week, so you guys get lots of good feedback on that. So there's 6 weeks in the class. Each summary is worth 5 points for a total of 30 points, or 30% of your grade on that. So the third big thing is the discussion board. So for each week, so you can see for week 1, you go to the discussion board for that. There will be a discussion board posted. So the discussion board is going to be over some of the readings for this week. So in each week, there will be a forum for each week, and under each forum, there will be 2 threads. So typically over 2 different things from the readings for that week. And within the thread, it's going to have some discussion prompt, some question asking you to sort of reflect on the reading and sort of give some of your own thoughts. So in this case, sort of we're going to talk about Socratic ignorance, this idea that Socrates talks about in the Apology, that he's wise because he knows that he knows nothing. And I'm going to ask you guys to sort of give what you mean. So to be able to get all the points for your weekly discussion board, you need to end up posting 4 times on the weekly board. So basically 1 post each in each of the 2 threads, your own unique post, and then in each thread you'll need to respond to someone else, sort of giving your own thoughts on what someone else says. And again, as I talked before, the class is about respectful sort of work. Don't be afraid to sort of tell someone that you think they're wrong, but do so respectfully, out of a pursuit of truth, not out of a pursuit of just tearing someone down. So basically, you get the 4 posts up there, you say something interesting, and you'll be graded on your clarity of thought. It needs to be clear how you're answering someone and your desire for the truth. Your 4th assignment will be a logic quiz, so that'll just be this week. So this week, I think it's due on Wednesday at 6 o'clock. You can see here in week 1, there will be a quiz over some of the logic stuff that will be introduced in the reading for the Philosopher's Toolkit, and that will be explained in a video that I'm going to post that's going to have some more information on it. So the quiz will show up a little later once it's available to take. And that'll be 10% of your grade. And the final assignment is the wiki. So we have a wiki in the class, which basically is sort of a little board that anyone can post to, and anyone can edit things. So there'll be 2 contributions you need to make to our class wiki. So the first is in this helpful distinctions wiki. So in this one, you'll need to pick something from chapter 4 of our Philosopher's Toolkit book. So in chapter 4, there's a series of distinctions that they make between sort of absolute and relative, between conditional and biconditional, all these little distinctions that are important to doing philosophy. So what you need to do is pick one of these chapters and then give us a really short, sort of succinct explanation of it. So in each wiki there should be 1 sort of example post that I'll have posted there offering 1. So the post in the helpful distinctions one will be due before the end of this week, this first week. And then the glossary one is just for if you run across any word that you don't understand through the whole of the semester, you need to post at least 1 before the end of the semester, and that'll be the other 5 points. So if you run across something in the reading that you don't understand, look it up, give an explanation, type the word and give a short definition for us so the rest of the class can see it. Because part of what philosophy has is a lot of sort of terminology and technical verbiage that is good to get down. So each of those entries will be worth 5 points for a total of 10 points, so 10% of your grade. So that'll be how you're graded in the class. The biggest thing is there's these assignments that'll, you'll do the same thing each week. Some of the reading questions, one of these paper summaries, and posts on the discussion board. Okay, so the next thing on the syllabus is the communication policy. So you'll note that there are 3 ways that you can get a hold of me. So one is through my email. It's just listed there, jonathan.nebel@slu.edu. Generally always close to my email. I'm going to try to respond within 24 hours. Definitely during the week I can get to that. If it's during the weekend, I might be a little slower to respond, but I should still be able to get to you pretty quickly. I'm planning on being on Blackboard and being on every single day because I want to be able to get feedback on your paper summaries if you respond to those, so I'll be on often. The second way is on the discussion board. So you'll see if you go to just the discussion board itself, so there will be a forum for each week, but there'll also be a forum just for questions. And so if you go to the forum for questions, you can post something there. If you have a question you want to ask, I can try and answer that. And then there will be virtual office hours. So every Wednesday from 2 to 4 o'clock Central Daylight Time, remember, I will be on a Google Hangout. So I will post a link to the Google Hangout on the discussion board, probably in that questions forum, and I'll probably post an announcement as well. And you can just click the link and join, and we can talk sort of through Google Hangout. If that time doesn't work and you want to still sort of talk sort of virtually face-to-face, email me and I'm happy to set up a time, some other time that works better. Okay, so the final thing on our syllabus here is just the schedule. So here's the list of the readings we're going to do. You can see that sort of each week typically has 4 readings. And each week typically has sort of a general overarching theme. So in the first week is just sort of introducing. Second week is all going to be political philosophy. Third week is going to be ethics. The fourth week sort of deals with free will stuff. And then weeks 5 and 6 deal with arguments for and against the existence of God, respectively. So that'll be the schedule for the class. So I'm still working on putting these videos together, but you can expect what I'm planning on doing is that for each set of readings, so say for week 2 you have, so let me go to week 2 real quick. You'll have those 2 readings due Tuesday and 2 readings due Thursday. So my plan is at the start of the week I'll have sort of a short intro video, sort of introducing the 2 readings for Tuesday, and a short intro video introducing the 2 readings for Thursday. And then after the due date for the reading questions passes, a short video sort of providing answers to the questions that you answered over the 2 readings Tuesday will be posted, giving a little more in-depth discussion of it. But that's the plan for the class. If you have any questions over the syllabus, please let me know. Remember, there's 3 ways you can get a hold of me: email me, ask a question on the discussion board, or set up a time to meet with me over Google Hangout, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have. So looking forward to the class.